Miss Janie?
I'm here. Hold on. I'm trying to get the screen. It's okay.
No problem.
I'm trying to get the computer part. Okay, hold on. There we go. Nope. There we go. I was like, why is it only coming up like this? You know, I get a little crazy when I can't figure out how to work it. So I'm like,
I know.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
So I went to I called the DMV.
Yes.
And all she could tell me is that they're really behind and they're out 8 to 10 weeks.
Oh, great.
So there's no way that, I'm going to call her back in a couple. She's like, if you still don't get it in a couple weeks or in a few weeks, call me back. So I'm going to call them back, which I don't know what they would do, but it just, with this whole COVID thing, everything's backed up. So I don't know when I'm going to get my license.
You know what? I'm going to ask Becky after this if there's something else we can do, but that's what it actually says on our document. So I don't know how I can do it, how I can send that out, because it would still hold up if it wasn't completed. If the document wasn't completed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we didn't have it, we'd be sending it in. Or if somebody caught it and, you know, it was expired. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I have to send a copy in. So I'm like, ugh. I'll ask, okay, on my break today. So when we go on break, just remind me to go find out for you.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because I don't know what else to do. And I know you want to get, you want to get to doing this as soon as possible.
Of course, yeah. But at the same time, I also know that your guys' hands are tied. So I'm not gonna, of course I would like to see if we could do anything, but if we can't, then, it is what it is. I can't.
I know, but it's still,
yeah.
I haven't let anybody in. Hold on. They're all going, can we come in? Come on. There we go. Good morning, ladies. Okay. Hold on one second. Good morning.
Morning.
New one's in.
Hey, girls.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Okay, let me send this and shut this text off here. Okay, get my attendance sheet here. Okay, I got, how many? I've got 7 in here. So Angela. Yeah. Okay, Jasmine, nope, not yet. Okay, Griselda's gonna be out. Stephanie's here. Catalina. Talk to me, Catalina.
I'm right here.
Okay. So after on break today, wait for me because I need to talk to you, okay? Okay. Diana. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who else have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm missing somebody.
Me.
Who's me? I got you. I got you. Didn't I let Danielle in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
And then I just
And
called
Megan.
Jasmine. Jasmine's hopping on right now.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I haven't got her yet. She hasn't come up yet. Anybody I haven't talked to yet? Avery, Jennifer, Megan? No? Okay. Okay. I'll just wait till she gets in here. Because this message is going out to a couple people that have been in there. When you're turning in your work, okay, you have to turn in, hold on. She's like, let me in, huh? Hold on. I'm letting them in. There it is. Okay. Sorry, Jasmine. There you go. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to make this so that everyone understands. When I give an assignment on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, the work has to be done on those days. Those are the only 2 days that can be done online. Okay? If you're not here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that's an absent. There's no work I can give you. You can't make it up because the schedule now is 3 days on and 2 days off. Okay? So if you're not here, there's no way to make it up. You're just absent. Okay? And if you just turn in work with no time on the Zoom, I don't know how to, give you credit for that. All right, or like you showed up on the Zoom, but you turned in no work. I can't give you credit for that if there's no work behind it. Okay, just an FYI, you want to turn in the work too. Okay, everyone understand that? Okay, I just wanted to make that clear because there's a couple people still in there that are they don't understand what's going on. Okay. If you're clocked in, I've got to see work behind it. So I should have work from the Zoom printouts and I should have work from the lab printouts. Okay, and I'm not getting both on some of you. All right, just an FYI. All right. Okay, I'm done. So how are you guys doing? Okay. I just had to get that out of the way. All right. We're going to try and finish this chapter today so that I can give you a test when you come back. So we should be on page 104 at the bottom, right? Right underneath that yellow box, okay? And I think the first thing in there, it says sterilization and disinfection considerations, correct? Okay, there's nothing that goes in there, okay? You're gonna go down to iodophor germicidal detergent solution, okay? And this is what you're gonna put in there. It's an iodine solution that relieves skin irritation, okay? An iodine solution that relieves skin irritation. And it is an antiseptic, it's not a disinfectant. Okay. And it's not a disinfectant or not a disinfectant because it's not the right measurements, I guess you could say, or concentrations. Okay. So at the level that we have, it's using it as a antiseptic, right? Good morning. Are you on, Megan, finally?
Yes.
Okay, we're on page 104 at the bottom. Okay, on our disinfection and sanitation chapter. Okay, all right. And then right below that is phenolic germicidal detergent solution. Okay, and it's used with other derivatives. Okay, and they're going to actually give you a name. This is a huge name. I'm going to pronounce it and then I'm going to have to spell it for you. Okay, it's orthophenol or orthobenzyl parachlorophenol. You ready for this? All right, spelling is ORTHO, okay, slash PHENYLPHENOL. Okay.
Again, please.
Okay. Ortho is ORTHO slash PHENYLPHENOL. Okay. And the other word is
Phenylotino. Okay.
phenolphenol.
Yeah.
Okay, or orthobenzyl parachlorophenol. So its spelling is ORTHO slash BENZYL slash para, PARA, sorry, slash CHLOROPHENOL. Okay, and this is a 3% phenolic, and they're not high-level disinfectants. Okay, it's a 3% phenolic, and are not high-level disinfectants.
Again, please. Sorry.
It's 3%
Uh-huh.
of phenolics, PHENOLICS. They're not high-level disinfectants. Basically, they're working with antiseptics right about now. Okay. Okay. Your next page, right? It's going to be 105. And it says UV light sterilizer, correct? It's just a picture. So you don't have to put anything in there. Okay. You're going to go down to ethyl, 70%, or isopropyl, 90% alcohol. That's what we're going to fill in right now. This is antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and tuberculocidal. And that's TUBERCULOCIDAL. Okay, they do not destroy bacterial spores. Okay, so it's not recommended for high-level disinfection. Okay, so ethyl alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, they're antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral, but they do not kill the bacterial spore. And a bacterial spore we would have to do in our sterilization, right? Because we can't kill it even with our disinfectant. Okay. Does everybody get that part in there? Yeah? Okay. Then go down to stabilized hydrogen peroxide, where it says 6%. And the properties of this include antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. So they sell what's known as a commercially brand hydrogen peroxide, which is like 3%. This is effective when it's used on inanimate objects, which means like your countertops, okay? So there's a commercial 3% peroxide, okay, that is effective on inanimate objects, so, or surfaces. It's going to be basically your countertops. Okay, this next one, I call our disinfection quats because that's basically what we were taught years and years ago, but it's our disinfection solution. Okay, so this next one is the actual word. It's quaternary ammonia germicidal detergent. And quaternaries are sold as disinfectants, okay? They are antifungal, they're antibacterial and antiviral, but they're not sporicidal or tuberculocidal. Okay, so quaternaries are sold as disinfectants, are antifungal, antibacterial, and antiviral, but they're not sporicidal or tuberculocidal, okay, which means they're not going to kill the TB or the spores. And I'm not even going to pronounce that next one. You understand what that one is, right? That 2% base formula. I'm sorry, I've tried. Glutaterra That's my best shot. Okay, these are lower levels that are no longer considered high-level disinfectants. So that means the disinfection time is going to be 20 minutes as opposed to your 10 minute that we use here today. So it's a lower level and not considered a high-level disinfectant. And the disinfection time is 20 minutes as opposed to our 10 minutes what we use at school. Okay, that's why we like to use the one at school, 'cause it's only 10 minutes time. It's quick, it's easy, and it's fast. All right. Your next one's going to be sodium hypochlorite, which is regular household bleach. Its use is limited because it's corrosive, okay, and it has instability. So it's not recommended for use in disinfection or sterilization. And if you watched any of these preppers, it is good for, disinfecting your water so that you can drink it, but it's not recommended for disinfection or sterilization because of the corrosive properties. Okay, it'll rust. All right, our next one is the demand release chloride dioxide. And this is a new agent that sterilizes after 6 hours. Okay, that is a long time to wait for something to be sterilized, okay? So you have to refer to the manufacturer's instructions for its restrictions and directions, okay? So you can put it down as it's a new agent that sterilizes after 6 hours. Do you want to read the manufacturer's directions and restrictions? Basically, when you can use it and how you use it. And then you can flip the page and you'll be on 106, correct? All right, it starts off with heat sterilization, okay? And so there are things that are called dual purpose autoclaves or sterilizers. They can be used for like steam or dry heat. Okay, so heat sterilization you're going to put down is a dual purpose autoclave or a sterilizer that can be used for steam or dry heat. Okay, it requires the distilled water to operate and it takes about 30 minutes to sterilize it. You only want to use it on non-porous implements. Okay. All right, we don't have an autoclave or a sterilizer here, okay? Just an FYI.
Miss Janie, like those little sterilizers that you can buy from, I think you can get them from like TJ Maxx and Target and stuff, and you can put like makeup brushes and like tweezers and stuff, and they come with like their own solution. Like, do you think that those are like considered actually like something that's okay to have, or like that would hurt?
I don't think it's a sterilizer, let's put it that way. It might be a disinfectant, but you'd have to read the ingredients to see if it kills the 4 things like the germs, the viruses, the bacteria, the fungus, and TB in order for it to be okay to use in our industry. Okay. So if it does all of those things, then yeah, you could use it, but I would have to read the instructions and the ingredients in it. Okay. All right, because we used to have a little tray here that we used to give you in your kit, and that's exactly what it was. And we'd give you a little bottle of the solution, and then you'd mix it up and put your implements in it. It was like a little tray. It opened up like this, and it had a shelf in there, so you could put your brushes and your tweezers in there and close it. So it's just like an individual one instead of having to go back into our lab and put everybody's implements into the container. So you can buy them at a supply house, at Sally's or something. I think that's what I've seen them at, if you want to. Or you could even buy the tray from that place that you're talking about, like, I don't know, Marshall's or whatever, and then use the disinfectant that we have here. You could either purchase, Lucocide or Barbicide or Marvicide, any of those that would be equivalent to the disinfectants that we use in our industry, okay? All right. The next one is ethylene oxide gas. And it's ideal for porous or difficult to clean, narrow channeled implements, I guess. Something that's got a lot of crevices in it, okay? So it's ideal for porous or difficult to clean, narrow channeled implements. But you must refer back to the manufacturer's directions and recommendations for its operation. Okay, and that's for anything. We always have to read the instructions and the directions, correct? Okay, and how to use it. So which of the disinfectant guidelines do you feel you might have trouble remembering to complete? Why do you think it'd be the hardest? Anybody?
I think like leaving it in the like for the amount of time, like the correct amount of time, because that's like a patience thing and like
Or it's left in
get
there
it
too long,
over with.
right? Or
Yeah.
it's left in too long. Because
Yeah.
we've done that a couple of times, left it in there, forgot about it. It was like, oh my God, I got to go back and clean it and get it out of there. So it does the job in its 10 minutes, okay? But what happens sometimes is it might start to eat away at the, I know it eats away at plastic, let's put it that way. Because I've seen combs that have been in there like for a day or so and they just start eating up the teeth. So you have to be careful. Anybody else have any suggestions on that one? What they think would be the hardest one?
So mine would probably be like, it sounds ridiculous, but probably remembering which solution to put in at sometimes. Like, I don't want to put in the wrong solution that's like not the highest level one to actually get rid of everything, or like
Yeah.
the right amount to put in. So
Mhm. Making sure your measurements are correct. Yeah.
yeah, because I feel like if it's like if it's a busy day like at the spa or something, like I feel like it's easy to just rush everything.
Yeah.
Like,
You know
so
what we
you
used to
can
do though? You know the gallon jugs that product comes in underneath the sink, right? What we used to do is take the empty jugs and we'd fill it full of water and we'd fill it full of disinfection and we'd have like numerous bottles underneath there. So every day when somebody came in to make the solution, all you had to do was pour the jug in there because it was already pre-made for you. So that's one way of making sure that you don't do that. You know what I mean? Just have extra bottles of water and then pour your disinfectant in there like one day, and then you just have to refill them like once a week or something like that. So whoever makes the solution that day, all they have to do is pour the water from the container into the bowl or the, you know, the container that you used for it. So that's one way of helping yourselves out. But again, it's always following these manufacturers' directions and make sure you got the proper one. Like Lysol is not a disinfectant, not for our industry, okay? It has to kill those 4 things before it will. Anything with a side usually on it, like I said, Marvicide, bactericide, leukocyte, those are all well within our scope of practice for disinfectant. All right, look at the bottom where it says the learning connection, right? And it's giving you the infection control pyramid. And there's a reason why I want to keep saying that over and over again, that pyramid. Okay, it's basically going through the levels of disinfection and sanitation, or infection control is what they're called. Okay, and it says, please identify which level of infection control pyramid removes, prevents, or kills by placing your answers on the lines to the right. Okay, let's just start at the bottom where it says sanitation. What do you think that's going to remove? Any of you?
Isn't it just like less microbes?
Yeah, it's like surface debris.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
all it's going to do. It's going to get so that you're not really spreading anything. An antiseptic, what is this going to prevent? Okay, because this is just,
doesn't it,
right.
it prevent like infection in the
Yes,
blood or something?
it's infection right off the bat because we want to clean that off before we do anything, right? The second level is disinfection. And what is that going to kill? Give it a try.
Doesn't it kill like all that bacteria and stuff? Just like that we learned I don't know how to say it, but
Yeah,
like
we can put down, it kills bacteria, it
Bacteria.
doesn't kill spores.
You know, I
Okay, so
wouldn't
you can
say
put
bacteria, but I'm worried to be a mistake.
Yeah, no, it's okay, you can make a
Yeah.
mistake. We're all learning. All right, and it says bloodborne pathogen disinfection. This one is going to kill. Does anybody have an idea what this one might kill? This one's tuberculosidals, okay? It's TUBERCULOCIDALS. Okay. And
Again,
then
please. TUPR.
T is in Tom.
Uh-huh.
UBERCULOCIDALS. Okay.
Okay. Oh my God.
And then sterilization. This is going to kill,
Bacteria.
yeah, it's going to kill like everything, right?
Yeah.
Good and bad. So you're going to put in there small organisms. Okay. So you had debris, infection, bacteria, tuberculosidals, and small organisms. Okay. So obviously there's less killing powder on the bottom as there is on the top. So they're going to always talk about the 3 levels of infection control. Sanitation is going to be like washing your hands or using hand sanitizer. Okay. Disinfection is going to kill bacteria on surfaces. It's not going to kill spores. And sterilization is going to be killing everything, good bacteria and bad bacteria. Okay. So just remember that, because remember there's a question on board that I told you about, and I said, which is the first level of infection control? And your answers are going to be sanitation, disinfection, sterilization, and washing your hands. Okay, so the first level is going to be sanitation. Okay, it's a trick question. Okay, our next group on the next page is 107, correct? It starts off with our first aid. Okay, and as estheticians, you need to be aware of the first aid techniques for any emergency situation. So that's what we're going to go through right now. Okay, so the first one is bleeding and wounds. Okay, so you have 7 blocks there. The first block, you're going to write in there, always wear protective gloves when exposed to blood. Always wear, okay, protective gloves when exposed to blood. The second block is going to be place a gloved hand and clean cloth or gauze over that wound, and you want to apply pressure to it for about 5 minutes. So you're going to take a gloved hand and a clean cloth or gauze, okay, and apply pressure to that wound for about 5 minutes. All right, the third one is you're going to call 911 or another emergency personnel if the bleeding is severe. So you're going to call 911 if the bleeding is severe. All right, the fourth one down is you want to elevate the injured arm or leg above the level of the victim's heart. Okay, so elevate the injured arm or leg, if that's what it is, okay, above the level of the victim's heart. I have to giggle because I was watching a couple of students do a pedicure on the floor and they had nipped the poor lady. So already she looked like a wishbone because there was 2 students working on her foot, one on each side. And one of them decides to lift her foot up. She's like, well, you have to put her foot up. I'm like, you're gonna fall off the chair if you don't watch what you're doing. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. So all I got is this nightmare of this lady like this and then falling backwards on the chair because they were trying to lift it. So you have to be aware of your surroundings and what you're doing. All right, the fifth one is to secure it with a Band-Aid when the bleeding stops. Okay, secure it with a Band-Aid when the bleeding stops. Okay. The sixth one is to never use a tourniquet unless you can't control the bleeding. Okay, never use a tourniquet unless you cannot control the bleeding. And then the last one on there is to be aware of the symptoms of shock, okay? Be aware of the symptoms of shock. Does anybody know what they are?
If he like he lost his
Yeah, they're a little foggy in the brain, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little foggy. Chilly,
They're disoriented.
disoriented, yes. Mhm.
Wait, when you say shock, do you mean like electrocution shock?
No,
or-
I do not. I mean shock from an accident. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, they're disoriented. Okay. I think they can kind of lose their vision sometimes in a
Mhm.
way. Um, off balance. Um, sometimes
It
they
might be
pass out.
cold. Mhm. It
Yeah.
might be cold. So it's pretty much disorientation is basically what it is. All right, we're ready to go into burns now, okay? So what they're talking about next to the burns, you're gonna write in there chemical, heat, or electrical, okay? They can all happen in our environment, okay? So chemical, heat, or electrical are all possible in our environment. So the first one we're going to talk about is the chemical burns. Okay, and certain chemicals that we use can burn the client's skin. So often it might be an enzyme or a glycolic peel or some other type of exfoliant that might be too harsh for the client. So you want to keep an eye on that. Okay, you want to avoid this by sometimes doing a patch test on the client before you actually give them a stronger exfoliator. Okay. On that patch test, you're going to look for redness, which is also known as erythema. Okay, redness or mild itching, or the skin puffing or welting. These are all like bad reactions on the patch test. What's that patch test also known as? Do you remember? Anyone?
A PD test. Is
Yeah,
that
and what does PD stand for?
predisposition?
Yep, that's right. Predisposition.
I got it
Good.
right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you
I
did.
was
I was glad
like,
you guys remembered it. Okay, because I've called it a lot of things, and people will call it a lot of things. It's basically an allergy test to make sure that they don't have an allergic reaction to it. All right, you can go down to chemical burns where it says first aid, and you got 5 little blocks there. Okay, so your first block, it says to remove the product with damp cotton. You're going to use either a water or the neutralizing solution. Okay, because they're talking about chemical exfoliations. So remove the product with damp cotton, use of water or neutralizers. Okay. The second one is that you're going to remove any contaminated clothing from that area, that burn area. So if a little bit spilled on her blouse and she was leaning up against it, you want to make sure that you rinse that out, get that blouse off. The third one, it says to apply several cold compresses. Okay, you're just soaking that cotton pledgelet or whatever in cold water. Then you're going to apply it to the skin. Okay, we've had a couple of things where the water just didn't work. Okay, so if there wasn't a neutralizer to the specific product, then I would use baking soda and water, distilled water. Okay, just to get it to stop, because you're trying to neutralize that whole procedure. And on an exfoliator, it's usually an acid. So what's going to take care of that acid is the other side, the alkaline product. Okay, the fourth one down, okay, you're going to cover that burn loosely, either with a clean sheet or something that's lint-free. The reason why we say sheets, because the sheets don't have any lint to them. So you don't want to put a towel over it. And then that last one is you want to refer them for medical treatment. Ask them if they need to go to the hospital. Remember, we had that little discussion last week. You never take somebody to the hospital, okay, that might be injured. You ask them if they need assistance. Do they need an ambulance to that facility? But you do not offer to take them there. Okay, if something else happens, you just put yourself in a world of danger right there for her to be another lawsuit. Okay, one for the injury at the salon and then one for taking her to the, to the hospital. So you just offer her assistance or you have her sign a release saying that she doesn't require medical attention, okay? In the event that this happens. Okay, we don't want to put anything on that chemical one, okay? No aloe vera, because that's a lot. First thing most people want to put on that. And let me tell you what happens to aloe vera. Because it's a carrier, it's like a gel. So what happens is when it goes onto the skin, it just pushes itself down. If you haven't rinsed that solution off and it's still on her skin, the minute you put that gel on, that aloe vera gel on, it pushes the chemical deeper into the skin. So then you can't even stop it because now this burning is going below her skin, okay? So you're not going to put anything but water on there, okay?
Ice, no? Excuse me, ice, no?
You can, but it's just cold water they prefer.
Okay.
Okay. You don't want to go from one extreme to the next because you're going to start a blister on it immediately.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Then there is a heat burn. Okay. And the way this can happen is like hot wax. Okay. It's one of the few products, and also paraffin. Okay. That's a heat burn where the product was too warm. So that's why we test the wax on the inside of our arm when we're doing it. Okay. Whether it's paraffin or hot wax for hair removal. You're always going to test the inside of your wrist before you apply it to the client's skin. Because sometimes it might be too warm for that client. Okay, it might be too warm for that area down there, you know, that area 51. You might make sure that you're not, it isn't too warm down there. All right, also a hot towel. Okay, that's why we always check that towel on the client's chin before we apply it to the rest of their face.
Put here, yeah.
Yes, you test it on you first, then you test it on their chin before you apply it to the rest. Okay, so those are the three things you're mainly having to worry about. Hot wax for hair removal, hot wax for paraffin, okay, and a hot steam towel. So should she get a burn, there's two little blocks down and below, and it's going to tell you if the skin is not broken, just put cool water on it, maybe a Band-Aid or a dry cloth, and that's all you're going to do to it, okay, if it's not broken. And then the second one is do not break that blister or apply any ointments or creams, because then you're setting yourself up for an infection. So it's just cold water for both of these burns, whether it's a chemical or a heat burn. Okay, so now we're over on page 108, correct? And it starts off with electrical burns, okay? And this is usually the result of either faulty equipment or the improper use of the equipment, okay? It can occur when the flesh comes in contact with a flow of electric current or a piece of a current or a piece of equipment that's got a frayed end on it. And it comes in contact with your skin. So to prevent this, you want to inspect your cords before you use the equipment. Okay, all of them. Remember, I was talking about the cords being bent. That's why I suggested the telephone cord, okay, to replace your line on your steamer because it's so short. If you purchase this so you don't wrap those cords around, because if it's long, you have a tendency you want to wrap the cords. And when you do that, you bend the inside of that cord, which is that little copper wire. And so that can always cause a shortage later on if it gets bent too many times. So this one's a lot easier. It'll kind of detangle itself. It's a lot safer. Okay. All right, your first aid, you have two little blocks there. And the first one is telling you if the skin is broken, call 911. Okay, don't try to clean the wound or remove any of her clothing. Okay. The skin is broken, call 911 and do not clean the wound or remove embedded clothing. And then the second one is to cover that burn loosely with a dry, lint-free cloth, pretty much a sheet. Has anybody ever had a really bad burn and had to go to the hospital to have it cleaned out? It's pretty intense. Because they're going to use that
I
little
didn't go to the
wire.
I didn't go to the hospital because I didn't think I needed to, but apparently I was supposed to. So when I worked at Chipotle, I was making the chips and then I dipped my hand in the oil. So like all of this right here like got blistered up. And my coworker saw and he's like, "What happened?" And I told him, he's like, "And you didn't tell us?" And I was
Why
like,
did you put your
"No,
hand in the oil?
I no, because for the chips you have to like get like the little scoopy thing and like scoop them up and then the oil's super like high and so my hand got so close to the oil it just
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And
Yeah.
and then the oils actually like popped off onto my skin before and yeah, and then I burned myself on the side of the grill that was super hot, but like the oil one was the one that hurt the most, but I mean the skin recovered, so I guess it wasn't third degree, but
It's
it
still
was
kind of
just
messed up. Yeah.
yeah, but
hurt.
it hurt, but I mean, I just put a Band-Aid and washed it and I was fine, but they said I should have gone to the hospital.
Yeah, because you could have
But
probably had an infection from it if you
yeah,
weren't
I didn't
careful.
think about that.
Yeah,
Always have a burn. Yeah, always have a burn checked.
Well, because I was like, okay, I didn't cry, so I'm assuming it's fine.
Oh God. Your pain tolerance is a little high. Can you say that?
Oh no, it's extremely high.
Okay, we're gonna move on to choking, okay? And the first aid below that, you've got, let me see, three blocks on this one. And the first one is to determine if the client can, or the victim can talk or cough. It's the first thing you wanted to find out. Can you
Or
talk?
hold his neck, maybe.
Oh, no, just ask them if they can speak.
Oh,
Can they
no.
cough or talk? No, that's what we wanted to
Okay.
do.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we want to do. Excuse me a minute. I'm getting chilly, believe it or not. Okay, so the first one is to determine whether the victim can talk or cough, and that's a test question. Okay, and the second one is do not interfere with the victim's attempt to cough the obstruction loose. Okay, so do not interfere with the victim's attempt to cough the obstruction loose. All right, and your last one on there, if the victim cannot speak or is not getting enough air, have someone call 911 and you perform abdominal thrusts, because we can't call it the Heimlich maneuver anymore. The Heimlich family wanted to get royalties for the name. Silly.
Is that a real thing, Miss Janie? Seriously?
Yeah, that's why it's now called abdominal thrusts. Yeah.
That is so stupid. Like they just after
Right?
all
Like,
the
what kind of money do you want out of that? Or what type of royalties do you want out of that?
they're like,
Okay,
oh, they didn't die, so like
yeah, if we
Exactly.
can to save him, why you wanna do it? It's like it's like Heimlich maneuver. This you can push in his stomach and the thing's coming out.
Oh, they're trying, they can do it, but what they want to do is they want to call it the Heimlich maneuver, which was what the first gentleman, I guess, did the procedure on someone that was choking. And so now his family wants royalties for using the name, the Heimlich. So it's just abdominal thrusts. Silly, huh?
Yeah, it's
all because of a name.
It no make sense because we call 911 and maybe he like 2-3 minutes. That's it. Goodbye.
Okay, so then it basically gives you how to do the abdominal thrust. Okay, you have four actual blocks. Yeah. So the first one is you're going to stand behind the victim and wrap your arms around their stomach. Okay, and their stomach is like right below that rib cage. It's not around their belly. So stand behind the victim and wrap your arms around their stomach. Okay. The second one is you're going to make a thumbless fist, which means like this. You're going to just close your fingers over your thumb. Okay, you're going to make a thumbless fist with one hand and place it just above the navel with the thumb towards the victim. Okay. So make a thumbless fist with one hand and place it just above the navel with the thumb towards the victim. Okay, and then the third one is you're going to perform upward thrusts by grasping their fist with the other hand and pulling up quickly. So perform upward thrusts by grasping the fist with your other hand and pulling it quickly towards you. Okay, and the last one is to repeat if necessary. Okay, so then it goes into that first aid for choking summary, just so that you know the steps for it, right? So that first block is going to be victim begins to choke. Okay, that's what you're going to write in there. The victim begins to choke. The second block is determine if they can talk or cough. The third block on there is wrap your arms around the victim and make the thumbless fist. Wrap your arms around the victim and make a thumbless fist. And then the last one is to perform an upward thrust. Okay, so then we're going to move down to fainting, okay? And you've got 3 blocks on this one. So the first one is to turn the victim on his or her back, make sure they have plenty of air. So turn the victim on his or her back and make sure she has plenty, or they have plenty of air. The second one is you want to reassure the victim, like it's okay, and then apply a cold compress to their face, usually on the forehead. A cold rag or something like that. And then the last one's going to be if the victim starts to vomit, roll them on their side so you can keep their windpipe clear. At least you didn't say, the very first one was to, she might pass out or something like that. They wanted to know what you're supposed to do from that point forward. But I'm like, well, that's usually what happens when someone who faints and they're standing up. They usually hit the ground. So they've kind of shortened that little instruction. All right, we've got our last page on this, and then I'm going to give you a break because I'm going to go and get your test questions, okay? So the second half of this is going to be test questions. Okay, so now we're on page 109. All right, it says eye injury, and it says cut, scratch, or embedded object, correct? All right, there's nothing that goes in there. You're going to go down to the first aid where there's 3 blocks. And the first one is you're going to place a gauze pad or cloth over both eyes and secure it with a Band-Aid. Do you know why you have to do both eyes? Anyone? Okay, so what I'm going to do is have you do this right now. Cover one of your eyes like this, okay? And then start looking around with the other eye. What happens is the other eye, the one you're covering, starts to follow it. So if they have something in one eye and they start looking around with the other eye, they're going to be moving that eyeball, the other one. So that's why you have to make sure that you cover both of them, because you don't want the eye to move at all. Okay, so that's just for future reference. So you're going to place a gauze pad or cloth over both the eyes and secure it with the Band-Aid. The second part of this is do not remove that embedded object. Okay. And the third one is to get them to an eye specialist as soon as possible. Weird, huh? Yeah, I never thought about that either. And I was like, my eye moves around, so I guess you don't want it moving.
So do you call an amp? Because obviously they can't drive. Like, do you have them call somebody to come pick them up or something?
Yes.
Okay, you don't call like an ambulance or anything? Because
Yes,
I mean,
you can
like,
call
if
an
there's like,
ambulance.
okay,
Yes.
you can.
That's what
Okay.
you want to do if it happens in your business. But
Okay, wonder if it happens. Okay, we can't drive them. Okay, we call an ambulance. Say they can't afford an ambulance. Like, can they sue us for the money
No.
on the ambulance or
No,
no?
because you're asking, do they need medical treatment? And if they say yes, so you're going to call an ambulance because unless she has somebody else that wants to take her, like a family member. Okay, but you don't drive her.
If they're fully like they can fully are aware of giving you that consent.
Yes.
That's when you have to ask them that, like, do you need medical attention and stuff like that? Like,
yes.
Okay.
And you're asking basically for that one reason. Do you need medical attention? I'm going to have to pay for that. I know that, that's going to come from me because it happened in my salon, but you can't leave there without signing a release saying, no, I refuse medical treatment. It's one or the other. Okay.
Do we keep like that on hand? Like, would it be a good idea to have
it's an accident report? It's an accident report.
Okay, so you don't like have them do that before, like if anything were to ever happen, like you give consent for us to give medical treatment? Because honestly, like they probably wouldn't even read that. Like, you know how when you do the client consultation, like,
right.
I mean, like,
and they don't, but it's this is saying that this happened after that all did, because like we have one here that releases because it's students working on our clients, but you're not going to have that because you're going to be licensed to do so. But the main reason you don't want to drive them is if you get in an accident on the way to the hospital, she can sue you for the accident and she can sue you for the accident in the salon. So that's why you don't do that. You actually, either she accepts medical attention in the way that she's going to get there, it's going to be through an ambulance. Okay. It'll probably be your insurance company if she takes the ambulance. It's not, I don't think it's going to be hers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about it. All right. Does that help answer that kind of question? Like who's going to pay for it? Okay. So it's either she signs a release. If something happens, no matter how vague you think it is, okay, or how small you think that incident was, you make her sign a release saying, I refuse medical treatment. Okay. Because if you don't, they can come back later and it's, I got hurt and it got worse when I went home. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be held responsible for that. So you have to offer it to her. Okay. You have to offer her the medical attention. Is that okay, Jasmine? Got it. Okay. So go down to chemical injury now. All right. And you've got 3 blocks on this one. The first one is to hold the eyelids apart, and you're going to flush the eyeball with lukewarm water for about 15 to 30 minutes. It's a long time having to flush that eye. Some first aid kits have like a flusher. You could just put the eye next to it and you just keep squeezing it. But it depends on what you have back there. Otherwise, you're going to have to flush it. All right. And the second one is to place that gauze or cloth over both eyes and secure it with a Band-Aid. So let's just say you got some type of chemical in the eye. You were splattering, the disinfectant got in your eye or something. You're going to have to flush it. Okay. And the last one is to get them to an eye specialist or the emergency room ASAP. So you're going to flush the eyes with lukewarm water for 15 to 30 minutes. Then you're going to place a gauze pad or cloth over both the eyes and secure it with a Band-Aid. And then get them to an eye specialist. Okay, any questions so far on what we've done for this big chapter? Because it is kind of big. Okay, so all of you have taken your barbicide and your leukocyte and your helping hand or healing hands or whatever the one was for dermalogica. Okay, so tomorrow, okay, I'm going to ask you to write out, or Thursday, excuse me, I'm going to have you guys write out the instructions for the disinfectant. So you can choose whichever disinfectant you want to use and just write out. Well, actually, you can do it today and then send me a picture of it. That'll be part of your homework. to give me the instructions and mixing instructions for one of those disinfectants, Marvicide, Barbicide, okay, or Leukocyte. So you're gonna write out the instructions for one of those disinfectants.
Miss Jeannie, are you talking about like the steps that we have to take the
Yes,
test
yeah,
on?
like you're gonna mix a gallon of water with, so many ounces of disinfectant. Okay, and you're going to either put it, well, because we put ours in the tub first, the water, because you don't want to put the disinfectant in first and then put the water in afterwards because it makes bubbles. So you always fill it up with water first and then you fill it in with that. That's all I'm asking for is the instructions. Yeah. Step by step. How do you mix it? Okay. And you just pick one of them. You can do Leukocyte, you can do Barbicide, you can do Marvicide. Okay. One of those three, and then just give the instructions on it. And if you go onto their website, they'll show you the instructions. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's 10:52, so you're getting a little break earlier. I'm going to come back at 11:02, 11:03, something like that. Okay. And I'll see you back then. We're going to be doing test questions. So you're going to need paper to write down your test questions, the answers to it. Okay. All right. I'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Bye.
Miss Janie.
Hold on. I'm coming. Oh, Catalina. I just wanted to make sure, are you okay coming into school?
No, yeah, I am. This week it was just a difficult week. On Thursday,
Okay.
Friday, I was supposed to come in and then my phone died, so I didn't have the charger. But on Thursday and Saturday, I had to take my dad to work because we only have now. So that's
Okay,
why
I just
I
want to
can't
make
come
sure
in
that
after 9, right?
right. And make sure that you do your what can I say? You want to make sure you're doing your work. Like you can watch the videos on Tuesdays and Wednesdays again.
I think I'm
Okay.
pretty did all my work for Tuesday and Wednesday. I made sure I send everything in. I don't
Okay, because I haven't seen any work. That's what I'm trying to get at. I want to make sure you're sending in your work. You've done all
haven't
of your
seen any work.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sending in on my work. I've done all the work for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay. Because
So are you not getting it?
Huh? I
you
got
not-
like 1 or 2 pieces of paper and that's about it. So, and I gave a lot of work on those 2 days.
Oh no, I did all my work. I sent it into the zip whip.
Okay, so it was supposed to be turning in like the certificate again? For Barbicide?
Yeah, I did all of
okay.
those. Yeah,
Okay.
the only thing I didn't do was the Dermalogica because when I called the number, I have the account, but I just didn't get to call.
Yeah,
That
you
was the
got to because we got to get you through that. So you're going to be doing that today until you finish it, okay? And it might take you all day to finish it. All right?
Yeah,
You
I'll
have
have
to put something down for each one of them though, okay?
yeah,
each-
because I did all the other work. Like I have all my work sent in
Okay,
these days.
I'll go back and check it again, okay? Just make sure
Right.
that you're doing that Dermalogica because we're trying to get that done so we can actually get an extra class before the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay?
Um,
All right. Okay, I'll be back. Do I? Yeah. Why? Huh? Why? Oh, I got the time cards. Oh, you have your time cards? No, your time. Oh, I gave it to you last week.
So that was 4 last.
Yes, that was last
So
week.
what about?
It was Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah. Just Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh my. Hello there. Who's this? Who is this? What's your name?
Can't hear.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hey, our theory is now from 10 to 12.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just an FYI.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, look. Bring him some candy. What have you got right there?
I got him a car twice.
Oh, did he get that for Halloween?
He had it in it for a while, but it's been in my car.
He's a happy baby.
Okay, so yeah, he is. All right, so 10 to 12 now. And then I'll get you guys the doctor's note as well.
Okay.
Thanks so much. All right then.
And we're gonna take test questions after this. All right,
Okay. Sounds good.
that way on Thursday when you come in. Thursday when you come in, you're gonna have the test.
Okay. And that's on chapter 10 and 12, or it's on 4? Okay.
Hi, guys.
Miss Jenny?
All right.
Mhm.
I wish you. Thank you.
You know,
Okay, hon.
yes,
What's up, hon?
okay, thank you. You know, yesterday I ordered my book, but you know, I have wrong, I don't know why, but the affiliate code, I don't know why, it's not right.
It's what?
Affiliate code. For the book, I ordered the book yesterday. But
Okay, and what now? It didn't
stuck.
come?
No, because it's stuck in my password. But you know, but it's my password. You know, I make when I was at school with the Megan. I think, yeah, Megan. It's not working.
Put in forget password.
I put my password. It's incorrect.
But it might say, if you forgot your password, put that in. It has a spot if you forgot your password to put in forgot password.
Yeah, we try. It's not working. Yesterday, half an hour, I tried to do it. It's not working with me.
Did you put forget password though?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we do it. Forget password. It's not working. I don't know. Like it's stuck with me yesterday. And then I say,
then you can call them, Pivot Point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's a 1-800 number, okay?
Okay,
A
yeah,
1-800. All right?
yeah.
Okay, because it shouldn't be a problem with that. The only other thing I can do is have you bring it in here and have Donovan go through it with you, but that won't be till Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And you probably need to do some of the work. That's why I'm saying that.
I know. And yesterday I started with the terminologilearning.com. You remember you give me the, it's like online. Yeah, I start yesterday.
On which one? On the Dermalogica?
Yeah, learning. Dermalogical learning. Yeah.
You did all of those questions on there?
Yeah, but I do it like 60%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Then you can finish the rest of it today.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And like I said, when you're finished with it, they'll send you a certificate, okay, that says that you've completed it. And they'll also send you a pin, but it'll take like 6 to 8 weeks, maybe even longer because of COVID.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. So is everybody back? Let me check here. Let me see. I can't see everybody. Everybody back? Looks like it. Okay, you ready for test questions? Good. Okay. Now what you're going to do is write down the answer for the test question, not the test question. Okay. You, Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to write down the test question answer, only the answer, not the test question. Okay. You're going to write down the answer.
This one, no?
I'm going to give you the answers to the test question right now.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I want you to write down the answers, okay? There's 50 of them,
Okay.
okay? All right, so number one, it says, which of the following terms describes the study of small organisms called microbes? The answer is microbiology. That's what you're going to write, microbiology. Okay, number two, what are one-celled microorganisms called that are either disease-producing or non-disease-producing called? And it's bacteria, bacteria. Okay, number three, which type of bacteria is harmless and at times very beneficial? Non-pathogenic, non-pathogenic.
Miss Jeannie, can you repeat that? Sorry, my older sister called me and I was like,
Okay.
oh my God. Yeah.
Which type of bacteria is harmless and at times very beneficial?
Okay.
And it's non-pathogenic. Okay. 4, bacteria that cause infection and disease are called pathogenic. Pathogenic. So you can actually take each one of those words and give it a definition, and there's your study guide for the test. Okay, just an FYI. All right, number 5, what is the study of bacteria called? Bacteriology. Okay, 6, bacteria are single cells that are circular, spiral, or, and the answer is rod-shaped, rod-shaped. Okay, 7 is a not question, okay? It says, which of the following is not a type of coccibacteria? And you're going to write bacilli, B-A-C-I-L-L-I. Who left the room? Said somebody's in the waiting room, but I don't know who. Oh, and there it is, Megan. Are you in, Megan? Are you in?
Yes.
Okay, so we're on number 8, and then I'll go back at the beginning when I review it again on the test questions. Okay, so start at 8, and then I will give you the rest of them when we come back to it, okay? Okay, number 8 is spherical or round-shaped bacteria cells, which appear singularly or in groups, are named cocci, C-O-C-C-I. Okay, 9, bacterial cells that are pus-forming and or form grape-like clusters that can be found in abscesses or pustules or boils are called staphylococci. It's S-T-A-P-H-Y-L-O-C-O-C-C-I.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yes, it's S-T-A-P-H-Y-L-O-C-O-C-C-I. Do you want the question read again?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right, 10. Which of the following are pus-forming bacteria cells that form long chains and are responsible for causing strep throat or rheumatic fever? The answer is streptococci. It's S-T-R-E-P-T-O-C-C-C-I. Okay. All right. 11. The type of bacterial cells that grow in pairs and cause pneumonia are called diplococci. D-I-P-L-O-C-O-C-C-I. Okay, 12. What is the most common form of bacteria cells called? Bacilli. B-A-C-I-L-L-I.
LLI, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
13. Which of the following are spiral, coiled, corkscrew-shaped bacteria cells that cause highly contagious diseases called? And it's spirilla. S-P-I-R-I-L-L-A. Okay. 14 is going to be an accept question. Okay. If a food source is available, bacteria can thrive in all of the following areas except environments that are dry. 15, during which stage of the growth cycle do bacteria cells reproduce and grow rapidly? It's the active stage. Active stage. Okay, 16. Which spore forming stage do bacteria enter when conditions are unfavorable? And it's known as the inactive stage. Inactive stage. Okay. 17. Bacilli and spirilla are able to move themselves by using hair-like projections that are called flagella. F-L-A-G-E-L-L-A. Okay, 18. Why are viruses not able to live on their own? Okay, because a host is needed. Okay, a host is needed for the virus to survive. That was kind of a long sentence. A host is needed for the virus to survive.
The host is needed?
Yes, in order for the virus to survive. Okay, 19. Which of the following descriptions is a highly infectious disease that interferes with the body's natural immune response? The answer is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, or AIDS. You can write AIDS, AIDS. Okay, 20. What are organisms that grow and feed on other living organisms called? External parasites. External parasites.
As what?
External, E-X-T-E-R-N-A-L. Okay, new word, P-A-R-A-S-I-T-E-S. External parasites. Okay, 21. The growth of a parasitic organism within the body is known as infection. Infection is the answer. Okay, 22. Bacteria or viruses that flow through the blood or bodily fluids and cause infectious diseases are known as which of the following descriptions? Blood-borne pathogens. Blood-borne pathogens.
Blood-borne one? Blood-borne one?
Pathogens.
Pathogen, okay.
Blood-borne pathogens. Okay, 23. A communicable or contagious disease refers to a disease that is easily transmitted from one person to another. So you're going to write easily transmitted from one person to another.
Can you say again, please?
easily transmitted
Mhm.
from one person to another.
One person.
Okay, 24. Which of the following statements represents a common means of spreading an infection? Coughing or sneezing? Coughing or sneezing? Right? Because if you don't cover your hand, you can spread the disease. Or the infection, excuse me. Okay, 25. 25 is a not question. Okay. Which of the following is not a disease that is both infectious and contagious? Okay, and the answer is hepatitis B. HEP, AT, IT, IS, and B at the end of it, like boy. Hepatitis B. 26, a pus-filled boil, pimple, or inflammation found in a small confined area is identified as which of the following conditions? It's known as a local infection. Local infection. Because remember, local means little. Okay, 27. What kind of an infection occurs when the circulatory system carries bacteria and toxins to all parts of the body? This is known as a general infection because it's gone through the blood system. General infection. Okay. 28. The body's ability to destroy infectious agents that enter it is called immunity. It's IMMUNITY, immunity. Okay. 29. A partially inherited natural resistance to disease is called natural immunity. Natural immunity. Okay, number 30. What is the name given for the efforts used to prevent the spread of disease and kill microbes called? Infection control. Okay, those are the efforts we use to prevent it. Okay. 31. Which of the following descriptions describes the organisms a product is effective against? It's known as the efficacy label. EFFICACY, label. Okay, the efficacy label. It tells you, you know, what it kills on the bacteria side. All right. 32. Two major steps considered necessary for effective infection control include reading the label, and the answer is following the directions. Okay, follow the directions. Okay, 33. What is the title given to the process of using the same infection control practices on all clients? This is known as universal precautions. Universal precautions.
Universal what?
Universal precautions. PRECAUTIONS. Okay. 34. Here's that question. What's the lowest level and foundation of an infection control program called? Sanitation. Okay, the next one, 35, is a not question. Okay, which of the following is not a correct statement about antibacterial soap? Okay, this is a long answer. Okay, you're going to write in there, more likely to kill, more likely to kill resident microorganisms. Okay, resident microorganisms in deeper layers of the skin than plain soap. So it's more likely to kill resident microorganisms in deeper layers of the skin than plain soap. Did everyone get all of that one? This is a long one. Okay, 36 then. The second level of infection control is called disinfection. Disinfection. All right, 37. Which of the following set of initials represents the regulating agency under the Department of Labor? This enforces safety and health standards in our workplace, and this is known as OSHA. O-S-H-A. O-S-H-A. Okay, 38. This is an accept question. All of the information listed below could be found on the material safety data sheet, except, and you want to write in there, the product's prices, okay? The product's prices. That's not listed on there. Okay, 39. Which agency listed below approves the efficacy of products used for infection control? EPA, okay? Environmental Protection Agency, but you can write it as EPA. Okay, 40. What should be done with every implement that comes in contact with a client? Okay, and you're going to write discarded or disinfected. Discarded or disinfected. Okay, 41. Which of the following levels of infection control destroys all organisms, including bacterial spores? This is known as sterilization. Sterilization. Okay, 42. A machine used as a holding area for implements after they've been properly disinfected is called a UV light sterilizer. Okay, UV light sterilizer. Okay, 43. Or excuse me, 44. No, it is 43, right?
43.
43, yeah. What infection control machine is used to sterilize surgical implements with high pressure and high temperature vapors? This is known as a chemiclave. CHEMICLAVE. All right, 44. Which of the following steps is listed in the first aid procedure for a bleeding wound? And you're going to write in there, cover the wound and apply pressure. Cover the wound and apply pressure. Okay, 45. Performing a patch test and paying close attention to your client's skin reaction during an exfoliation or peeling treatment will help prevent the possibility of a chemical burn. And write chemical burn. 46. Which of the following items could cause a heat burn? And the answer is hot wax. Hot wax. Okay. 47. Which type of burn listed below is usually the result of faulty equipment or improper use of equipment? This is known as an electrical burn. Electrical burn. Okay, 48. Select the first course of action taken if someone is suspected of choking. And it's determine if the victim can cough or talk. That's your first step. Determine if the victim can talk or cough. Okay, 49. If the victim does not regain consciousness immediately, what steps need to be taken? And it's call 911. Call 911. Okay, and 50. In the case of a chemical eye injury, the victim's eyeball should be flushed with which of the following items? And it's lukewarm water. Okay, lukewarm water. I'm going to go over questions 1 through 7 here for Megan, and then you can ask me any other questions, okay? All right, Megan, number 1 is which of the following terms describes the study of small living organisms called microbes? The answer is microbiology. Okay, 2. What are one-celled microorganisms called that are either disease-producing or non-disease-producing called? And it's bacteria. Bacteria. Okay. 3. Which type of bacteria is harmless and at times very beneficial? Non-pathogenic. Non-pathogenic. 4. Bacteria that could cause infection and disease are called pathogenic. Pathogenic. 5. What is the study of bacteria called? Bacteriology. Okay. 6. Bacteria are single cells that are either circular, spiral, or, and the answer is going to be rod-shaped. R-O-D, rod-shaped. Okay. 7 is a not question. Which of the following is not a type of coccibacteria? Bacilli is the answer. B-A-C-I-L-L-I. Okay, and you got number 8, correct, Megan?
Yeah, the answer was cocci, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so does anybody have any that they need me to repeat?
Can you repeat number 9?
Sure. Okay. Number 9 is bacterial cells that are pus-forming and form grape-like clusters that can be found in abscesses, pustules, or boils are called staphylococci. S-T-A-P-H-Y-L-O-C-O-C-C-I. Okay, any others?
19.
Okay, 19. Which of the following descriptions is a highly infectious disease that interferes with the body's natural immune response? This is AIDS. It's that acquired immunodeficiency syndrome.
Can you repeat 16?
16? Yeah. Okay. Which spore-forming stage do bacteria enter when conditions are unfavorable? And it's the inactive stage. Okay, any others? No? Okay, today's going to be an easy day. I'd like you just to do your definitions for these words also, or, you know, for at least the ones that are single words, okay? So that you have a study guide to study for. You're going to be studying for your test. Those of you that have not finished Dermalogica, I want you to do that today. I want to have that finished, okay? Like ASAP. All right?
And you still want us to write out the directions for one of the
yes, for the
disinfectants, right?
Mhm,
Okay.
yes, you're gonna write out the directions for the disinfectant. Okay, how to mix it, basically. Okay, and how to use it. All right. That's basically all I'm gonna give you today, because tomorrow we'll start a new chapter, and I'll let you study for your test today. Okay, because you're not gonna have the test until Wednesday anyway, I mean Thursday. So, okay, so you have time to study and get that finished on the Dermalogica. Okay. All right, ladies. Is there anything that you want to say before I cut it short today?
I have a question.
Are we still going to get the 2 hours if we cut it short?
Yeah, if you do you turn in your work today, yes, you will.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Anyone else?
For the study guide, do we have to put the definitions and send it to you, or can we just study it?
Yeah, send me a picture of the study guide. Like what, of the test questions you mean? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I can see the ones that you have to do, like the one that asks you about easily transmitted from one person to another. You don't have to write that one in, you know, those long ones. But if there's like 1 or 2 words in there, yes, give me the definition of that word.
And what was the 2 hours Stephanie was talking about? Is that just?
That's your theory that we do this morning.
Oh, okay.
Normally we get it for 2 hours, and I'm cutting it short because I don't want to start a new chapter. I mean, I could, but I don't need to. Okay. And if you have any of this that you haven't turned in for this chapter, turn it in today. Okay, in your workbook. All right. Any other questions? None? Stephanie, I haven't forgot about you. I'm going to go and ask Miss Becky right now. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right. I'll let the rest of you go ahead and log off if you want to. Stephanie, you just stay on a minute. I'm going to go find out. Okay. All
Miss
right.
Janie, I had a question that my friend wanted me to ask you.
Okay.
She has a spot on her nose, like where the crease is. She had a dry spot on her head, and they gave her like steroid hair foam for it. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, psoriasis. Is that what it's called? I think. But she has like a dry spot on her nose right here that won't go away, and it flakes really bad, and she doesn't have dry skin. It's just that one spot. So she wanted me to ask you what she could put on it that wouldn't make
I actually have that looked at by a doctor.
Have it. Well, she went to the doctor for her head, and they told her, they gave her foam stuff, but they told her just to moisturize her face.
Oh, okay. If she's only telling her to moisturize, any type of moisturizer that she can use, you know, I would recommend the ones that we have here, but if she has a moisturizer at home that she can use that.
Well, she was trying to look at serums, and I told her not to put anything on it with like retinol or anything, because she's not acne prone and it would dry it out. So should she just use stuff with like collagen and like vitamin C and stuff like that? Like would that help?
No, vitamin C is going to start the exfoliation process too. So she just needs something with a little bit of oil in it is what she needs.
So just like an oil-based serum?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything in it that she shouldn't put on it?
No retinol or vitamin C.
Okay.
Okay. No enzymes or anything glycolic. Okay.
Okay. I'll let her know.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to go find out. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. The rest of you that are still there, you can leave except for Stephanie. Okay. And I'll be right back.
When Stephanie done, I need to ask her something. I like your makeup today, Stephanie.
Thank you. I have to go to work after this, so I got ready.
Yeah, it's a quiet for day, you know.
Okay, Steph? You
Yeah.
there, hon? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
she's
here.
in a meeting right now and I can't disturb her, but send me a text at about 2 if you can remember, so I will ask her before I leave today. I will try
Okay.
to remember, but if I don't get to her, I just want you to send me a text to remind me again, okay?
Okay, I will do that.
All right, thank you, dear.
Okay, thank you, Miss Janie.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Miss Jenny? Okay, what I can do today? I have some homework I need to do.
Yeah, you need to finish the Dermalogica, remember? You have to go on to Dermalogica.
Which one?
and do the questions. No, you have to go on to Dermalogica.
Oh, that's it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right. Thank you,
Thanks.
hon.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.